severe weather across the country, much of it spreading into the southern states. It's already impacting southern states, and we've been following our friends at Fox 26 in Houston as they've been monitoring these storms. And you know what, let's play out some of their coverage. Here at LiveNOW, we do have the ability to tap in to our owned and operated Fox stations around the country, including Fox 26 in Houston. Let's dip into the very top of their newscast. It started about 10 minutes ago. Let's listen.
County area. Also, Spring ISD is telling parents to expect some bus delays tomorrow. This was a time-lapse video, I believe, of that storm just rolling through the Houston area, and it was crazy how quickly we lost visibility here. You can see those buildings just disappear, that rain coming in sideways, and this was during rush hour, so the roads were full. People were trying to get to and from work, and it got really bad really fast in many parts of the area.
And, you know, on top of that rain that we had here, we had standing water, we had some flooding in some areas, we even had down power lines. We know the Northwest Freeway, we also had some issues there. And whenever the power lines touch the ground, you have to stay in your car. You don't want to get out of your car in situations like that, because then you put yourself and your life at risk.
Definitely. And we were talking about the Northwest side. Really took a hit. We saw a lot of down power lines there. You're taking a look at some of these photos that were taken by meteorologist Allison Gargaro, who sent them down to us. Down trees is what you are seeing. And what's happened with all of these down power lines is that you're seeing an increase in the people that have lost power because of it. And so CenterPoint has been putting out notices saying that they are working on it. And there's close to 1 million people without power, which is crazy.
It's so crazy. And just a reminder, do not touch any of those down trees or those down power lines. CenterPoint Energy also putting out a notice to assume that all power lines are live. That can be a very dangerous situation.
And speaking of a dangerous situation, our Coco Dominguez is live for us downtown at Kojo Malo, and we saw just the side of this building absolutely gutted. Coco.
Yeah, it's actually unbelievable what we're looking at, to see that it was caused by weather. That is Kojo Malo, a longtime standing club. It used to be the Toke Bar, now completely gutted on one side. All of the bricks have come down. I talked to some people who watched the bricks come down. The bricks came down so much that it extended almost all the way across the street. But in addition to that, there was one vehicle that was on this property when the bricks came crashing down. Fortunately, nobody was in the vehicle, but it is completely crushed by bricks. I mean, stuff is still hanging. You see screens, kind of what maybe looked like what was the DJ booth in that area. Bricks everywhere. Very, very dangerous situation. It is roped off here, but people can't help but stop and take pictures and video, and they're like, they can't believe what they're seeing right here. And all downtown, even getting down here, there were so many trees in the way. There were so many on the road. There's broken glass from a lot of the skyways that have busted out. I mean, the scene is just, it's kind of, quiet right now, but the brick here, very, very unfortunate situation. I do see some light on the inside, so I don't know if someone's in. We've had some officers here. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to the owner. I did get to talk to the son of the owner of the building next to it, which is Abraham Watkins, which is the building. It's a law firm that was right next door. Fortunately, they did not suffer any damage, but that car that you saw is an employee of theirs. So they kind of, they said they didn't hear anything when they were on the inside, and then they started seeing pictures on social media and came out to see all of this that was happening. We do see some lights on if we look directly on the side of Kojo Malo, which Kojo Malo means bad bunny, just a little translation. But if you look on the side, there are some lights. So there is power inside of this building. As bad as it looks right here, there is still power in the building. Of course, I'm not one to say if it's even can be salvaged, but this club used to be Toke Bar, which is a long-standing, back in the day, club. So I know it's been here a super long time. People continue to walk by here, sometimes a little too close, but you really never know with a building that old. If you look at the corner of the building right here, it almost looks like it's a chunk that's going up. So we did get some video from some people who live across the street in the area. It's a mess up there. It's a mess everywhere around here. And even looking across the street, this is kind of the situation that I'm showing you, the downed trees. And when I say downed, I mean they're split down the middle. There are trees everywhere. The cleanup, I know it's just going to be crazy down here. If you don't need to come down here, don't. I know the weather kind of seems like it's gotten over, and it's over, but it's just there's a lot of danger still lurking in the downtown area, and people continue to look. I did talk to some people a little bit earlier today to talk about what they saw. Edwin, tell me, you were in this area when things got really bad.
Yeah, I was. I was actually parked right on this next block, and I was in my car, and the whole wind started to pick up, and then the tree right on top of my head just snapped and fell like 10 feet from my car, and I have a small car, and I looked at how big the tree was. I was like, I'm moving away from here. So that's when I drove the next block, which is right on this block. I parked right there in front of this bar. And then that's when I just see all the wind just start swirling. And then the tree right in front of you, I just saw snap.
So this is the tree that we're talking about right here. It is completely lifted.
I was in my car when I saw the tree snap like a twig. And I've never seen a tornado because obviously this is Houston, and my car was shaking. And then I just looked, I looked to the side and I see the building just collapse in front of my face.
I can't even imagine what was going through his mind watching that happen. I mean, they're literally brick by brick. I mean, what must that have looked like? I mean, there are a lot of scary situations. We're hearing from a lot of our viewers of a lot of close calls, a lot of, trying to get out of the way. And that's kind of what we want people to do now, kind of stay out of the way. I'm even feeling a little dangerous myself. I mean, it's a little dangerous. It's a lot going on out here, guys. In downtown, 112 Travis Street is where I'm at Kojo Malo.
All right, Coco Dominguez, thank you so much for giving us some insight into what's happening there. Now we want to speak to the man who will be steering this ship as the city of Houston tries to recover now after the system moved through. We are now being joined by Mayor John Whitmire. Mayor Whitmire, thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
First and
It's going to be a
foremost,
long night.
I would imagine. First and foremost, let's get a quick assessment from your perspective about what happened here tonight and how do you start that recovery effort?
Well, all the city departments are here at the emergency center. Our first responders are on the scenes. The message right now is to stay at home. Houstonians need to stay off the roads. There are down wires. The traffic lights are out. There's glass downtown. Certainly, I would say across Houston, but certainly in Northwest Houston through the Heights, the Central Business District, to the east side, the Hobby out southeast Houston. But across Houston, stay at home. HISD is closed to schools tomorrow. I'm asking city employees and non-essential workers to stay at home. We have to take this very serious. It will be a long night. City employees and sanitation, our first responders will be on duty tomorrow. We have the DPS headed this way to help us with traffic control and to secure downtown. Many windows are out downtown, so stay away from downtown. Stay at home, be with your family. Unfortunately, we've had 4 fatalities, so be thinking of your neighbor. Let's assess our damage and come together and start the recovery like we know how. Everyone will be here at the emergency center tonight. I'm certainly thinking of information I need to forward to you. There's power lines down. Stay away from them. We suffered 80, 90, and some 100 miles per hour damage. A Hurricane Ike type winds we experienced this afternoon. So I can't caution individuals enough. Look out for one another. Stay at home. If you're not a non-essential worker, do not travel tomorrow. I would ask the business community to be considerate of their non-essential employees. Let them stay home. The children will be home from our public schools. So let's all come together. With that said, I want to thank our first responders, our city employees, Public Works, is on the scene. I want to thank also our county commissioners. They're reaching out. Commissioner Briones, Garcia, Ramsey, they're on the scene, collaborating with the city of Houston. We are in contact with the state of Texas. Our state emergency center is sending us assistance. So it's all hands on deck tonight. We have to take this very serious. And I'll be reporting back to the public on a regular basis. But right now, stay at home.
Mayor Whitmire, it's Caroline Collins here on the anchor desk alongside Anthony and Rashi. I just want to go back to what you said. Did you confirm that there have been 4 fatalities that happened during this storm?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any further details on those fatalities, where they may have happened, or the nature of?
No, it's mostly from fallen trees. People trapped, a couple in their cars. We have first responders, Houston Fire, HPD secured the site. So we're in a recovery mode of trying to work with the families and do everything we can to deal with this crisis.
Mayor Whitmire, it's Rashi. I was going to say that I know that we have dealt with this type of storm before, Hurricane Harvey, even Ike, and we will come out stronger. Right now, what is your biggest challenge?
Well, first of all, this is an exceptional storm. We've talked to the federal weather folks. It was so strong with the winds, the lightning. I was actually at a Little League ball game, and we had very little time to get to cover. And I think that was the experience across Houston. Trees are in streets. My major concern is obviously the safety of the public. We've suffered significant damage. Downtown office buildings have lost their windows, so there's glass. People just need to avoid being outdoors and stay away from down power lines for certain. CenterPoint, we have over 800,000 families without power right now. So we'll be working all night long, but the recovery will take us into late tomorrow. So stay at home. HISD is not having school, so parents need to be with their kids, not leave them alone tomorrow. My major concern is obviously the safety. I want to thank our first responders. They're out there working right now. I saw some firefighters taking live wires off of 290 during rush hour. I mean, it's just unheard of. But the good news is they trained for this, and that's why we appreciate them. But right now, I want to emphasize the best path is to stay at home. Don't work tomorrow unless you're an essential employee. Go to a skeleton crew and stay away from fallen wires, and let us start clearing the roads. We have down street lights all across Houston. They don't have power. There's a backup of 911 calls. Make them. It'll take longer than normal, but there's about 200 backlog right now of 911 calls. So all hands on deck, the first responders, our city employees, our partners at the county, and now we're getting state assistance. So we're going to do everything we can. People train for this, and now is when Houston comes together. That's what we do best.
Really quickly, Mayor, before we let you go here, you said it yourself. The city has money issues. You said the city's broke. You know, you spent lots of times, decades in the Senate. You know, it's going to be an issue here as we try to recover. What resources are available on the state or even a federal level to help us rebuild? Because this, you would imagine, is going to cost some money here.
Well, that's not our concern tonight. When we're in an emergency center, it's all hands on deck. We have the resources to finish this mission. It is a reminder after this is over that we do need to maintain our training. We need full personnel to go through storms like this. But tonight, don't worry. We have the resources that we need. We have the personnel we need. We're collaborating with the county, the state, and we'll look to the financial picture after this is over.
All right, Mayor John Whitmire, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy evening to speak with us.
Okay, be safe. Hey, one last thing.
Sure, go ahead.
There's people at Minute Maid Park at an Astro game. There's a concert at Toyota. They need to not go through downtown on the way home. They need to go use I-10, go toward I-10 and go home, go around downtown. Go toward 45 as you leave the stadium. You can go south on the Gulf Freeway, but do not try to go from Minute Maid or Toyota through downtown. Stay away. There's glass. There's no lights. So be careful leaving the ball game. Go on I-10 and go around the damage downtown and be safe. Certainly where there's traffic lights out.
All right, Mayor John Whitmire, thanks so much for updating us live from the Emergency Center tonight. We really appreciate it.
And that's something that he brought up, which is a very good point, because obviously Minute Maid Park, densely populated area, and I know that we've been seeing some videos as well that people have been sending us where some of the water has just been coming through when all the rain was happening, and also having a concert over there, so you can't go through the downtown area. And that's exactly where we find our Matt Horn, who's been reporting for us there on the ground, saying that there's just glass everywhere.
Yeah, you're not lying. There is glass everywhere down here, and I know that the mayor was just talking about that a second ago. Again, I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you, kind of give you the lay of the land, what we're seeing out here. So right now, that's the corner of Polk and Louisiana. That's looking south of us right now, but you can see that you have some, it looks like glass trucks that are coming through here, and then you see police with the road blocked off. Let's go and take a look at the ground, though. Let's show you the actual glass that we're talking about. So there's more of it as we actually walk down the street. So we have Total Energies to my right, and if you look at Total Energies, there's glass everywhere on the ground over here, and you can even look up and you can see glass missing from the side of the building right there. Granted, it's dark outside right now, so it's not as easy to see as it was earlier today when we were doing our live coverage, but even the sky bridge that connects the Hyatt Regency to CenterPoint Energy tower right there, there's a lot of glass that's broken out of that one as well. And, you know, and just a few minutes ago, I was actually talking to one of the guests who were staying at the Hyatt Regency, and I'm going to show you a video that he took and he sent to me. He sent this to me earlier during the storm. He was saying that he was staying on the 27th floor of the Hyatt Regency when the storm came through. He said that he's from Virginia, says that he hasn't seen anything like this in a while. And it was just, I mean, it's just crazy to see it. And again, guys, we're going to go ahead and do a walk and talk right now. Starling, go ahead and follow me. Earlier today, when we first got out here, we saw this one pizza restaurant that had the windows completely blown out of it. So it was completely crazy. So we're going to kind of do a little walk and show you where it is. So bear with us as we're walking through right now. It's dark down here. But, you know, while we're walking, I'm going to kind of tell you some of the other things that I've seen as well. I mean, between broken glass, windows being blown out of buildings, you've seen trees down, roads down. You've had some of these traffic lights dangling from the actual poles that they're mounted on. And I mean, right where we are right now, you don't see it. Hold on a second, Starling, so we don't get hit by a car. But yeah, I mean, it's been all over the place when it comes to the actual destruction that we've seen in downtown. So it's completely crazy. Actually, let's walk this way, Starling. We'll be able to see it over here. So we're kind of walking across the street, or walking down the street right now. And trust me, this is something that you definitely want to see when it comes to the damage. I mean, nobody wants to see it actually happen, but I mean, it's just, it's crazy though. It's one of the pizzerias that's on the bottom floor, connected to, it looks like the parking garage over from, across the street from the Hyatt Regency. Just completely crazy. Hold on one second, guys. We're about down there right now. Let's see, it looks like we could, all right, we could go and cross right here. We're gonna show you this over here. And, you know, and one of the other things, too, just a reminder, as people are down here checking the destruction out, just don't come down here if you don't have to. There's glass everywhere. I've seen a lot of people wearing flip-flops and sandals and stuff like that down here. Definitely not a good idea. And even when we were waiting earlier in between live shots, one of the officers came by and said, hey, just a heads up, there's still glass falling from these buildings right now. Although it's quiet outside, it's still happening. So here's the pizza place. So we're going to kind of start off over here and just walk with me and just take a look at the pictures that you're actually seeing right now. I mean, there's literally no glass up from when the storm came through here. And this looks exactly as it did earlier after we first got downtown. And so this is the Russo's New York Pizzeria over at the corner of Smith and Polk. and you could see glass everywhere from inside of this pizzeria. Again, don't know if anybody was in here when this happened or not. There wasn't anybody down here when we got here, but you could see all of the glass from when the storm actually blew through here. It's crazy to see this, and it's crazy to realize just how strong the storms were when they moved through downtown Houston. And hearing from a lot of people, I've heard people say that this reminds them of when one of the hurricanes, one of the last hurricanes came through the city, and just seeing the destruction and the trees down and windows smashed out of the buildings. So, I mean, guys, it's a crazy scene down here right now. And kind of like what the mayor had just said, stay away from downtown if you don't have to be down here. I know that there are people, obviously, who are staying down here at the hotel, but if you don't have to be down here, don't be down here. Don't be looking at the picture or looking at the destruction or anything like that. Just avoid downtown so the mess could get cleaned up. But yeah, another look from inside the pizzeria. We're going to have more when it comes to the destruction from downtown, the damage that we've seen around downtown, and continue looking to see what we could find while we're around here. So,
all right, so we do appreciate our friends at Fox 26 in Houston giving us the latest. And some of those images, really, you see all that glass on the road. We also saw some damage done to, and this is from Fox Sports. They say the storm in Houston is so strong right now that it's wet and windy inside of Minute Maid Park where the Astros play. They say the roof is closed, and they still were getting some of this inclement weather inside the stadium. This one coming from Peyton Yeager. Whoa, severe weather at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Really crazy stuff. Be curious to know how exactly it's breaking through there. If it's that the storm made its way through the glass, perhaps, or if there's something obstructed by the concrete on the top of your screen. We got you covered. This is our XRAD weather radar showing us where these storms are headed in real time, largely through the southern states at this moment. Of course, the Houston metro was of great concern as it moved through earlier this evening. We're going to take another quick commercial break.